Hey guys, my name is Dr. Alex Reynolds, and I am your professor for this course, Introduction to Psychology. This is just a welcome video to, one, to introduce myself, and two, to tell you some of the more important things that you should know about the course, and just a few tips here and there. So it shouldn't be too long, hopefully, and this is a really good sort of introductory type welcome video for this type of online course. So first of all, I'm an experimental psychologist, and I have expertise in sleep. So I do sleep research on campus, although this semester I'm not actually on campus as often as I typically am, which is one reason why you're taking an online course with me. But I do try to be as available as possible. I'm usually in at least once a week, and I'm always available through email. I'm always available online. And I'll get to some of that information here in a minute. But what I want to kind of let you guys know is that I'll do my best to meet with you whenever you need to, and to respond, especially to email if you ever need it. So if you pull up the syllabus, what you'll notice is, of course, it has my information on there. It has my office number, my phone number. But the absolute best way to reach me, and the quickest way to reach me, is through email. And later on in the syllabus, I explain that I need some key information from you when you send me an email. For example, I need your name. I need you to send it from a UVA-Wise account, because I will not actually open or send to a personal account outside of UVA-Wise. I need what class you're in, because I do teach multiple classes, what section you're in, as well as what your needs are. So you need to kind of tell me all those things for me to very quickly be able to assess what's going on. If you don't give me all that information, what ends up happening is a lot of back and forth. Well, who are you? Well, what class are you in? Well, what's going on? And then what ends up happening is it delays whatever you need. So it just hurts you in the end when you don't give me that information. So make sure that you look through the syllabus and make sure that you read it well and see what kinds of things that you need before contacting me, because there's a good chance that those things are answered in the syllabus. But I'm more than happy to address whatever needs you have throughout the semester. Typically in a face-to-face class, a non-online class, I will say that you don't really need the book. Here I have the Hockenberry and Hockenberry text. This is where it syncs up with all my lectures, all the notes, things like that. I will say that typically in an online class, I have the complete opposite opinion. You should absolutely get the textbook. In a face-to-face class, I'm lecturing multiple times a week. You have me accessible 2 or 3 times at least a week, just by being in class. And if you have questions, it's really easy to just ask in class and clarify. However, in an online class, I don't have videos for every single chapter. I'm not available for questions. If you have an immediate quick question, you have to wait for me to respond, or if you catch me in the hall or catch me in my office. So I would say you absolutely have to buy the book and to actually read the chapters before we go into the chapter. And that will help you with the quizzes. That will help you understand the material better, because everything syncs together. So I would suggest for most, if not all, online classes, and all online classes that I teach, I most definitely push buying the book. And you can, of course, buy it at the bookstore. You can buy it online, and you don't necessarily have to get the 7th edition. You can get an earlier edition, and if something happens and the chapters don't line up, as in the numbers don't line up, the content probably will. You'll just have to kind of look through the book. My office hours, because I'm not on campus, of course, I don't have set office hours, but I am very available. I do use an app called Zoom, and it's explained in the syllabus how you can get a hold of that app, or how you get to it. But just kind of a really quick sort of way. All you need to do is go to zoom.us, and you'll be able to see what the app is all about. You can get on your phone, your tablet, it doesn't matter. This is what I use to do virtual office hours. And so if you need to meet with me emergently and you want to speak to me, and I'm not on campus that week, or I'm not on campus that day, all you need to do is, excuse me, try to, send me an email and get a hold of me, and then we'll arrange a day and time and or a time, and then what we'll do is we'll just do a face-to-face like this. Or if you don't have a webcam, I just hear you. If you just have audio microphone, then that's fine too. You can do it on your phone. You can actually do video chat on your phone. You don't need to log in. You don't need to download any. You would need to download the app, but you don't need to actually create a login. I have a meeting ID, and I would just send that to you, and so you would just go to the app and then put that meeting ID in, and then we would meet. I also do something called a live lecture through Zoom. And what that is essentially live streaming the lecture that I'm doing. I don't have set dates on when I'm going to do those, but I do have plans to do a few during the semester. I feel like that kind of gives you an opportunity to ask questions. You can view it live. You can chat a question, so you can actually type a question, or you can come in through sound and or video and actually ask a question in real time. Now, I will never, ever, ever require you to actually live stream a live lecture, because this is an online class. We don't have a set meeting time. I don't know what your schedules are like, so I don't think it's fair for me to say that you absolutely have to, view it at this particular day and time. However, I do record these, and so I'll post them to my YouTube account, which is listed on the syllabus, and then you can go back and view it on YouTube. So that way, if somebody asks a question perhaps that you had, that's great, because then you can look at it later and get that answer. Now, this is an online class, so I do use the learning management system called Moodle. If you've never used Moodle, especially if you're a freshman and if you don't have any professors that used it during the fall, it's a very easy thing to learn. It's fine if you've never taken an online class. It's fine if you've never used Moodle. All you'll do is you'll go to the uvaywise.edu website. You'll click on the student resources, and you'll see the Moodle page. Click into Moodle, put in your username and password that you would for like your email, and then you'll see your classes listed, or whoever's using it, whatever professors are using it. I use it for all of my classes, and I especially use it very heavily for online classes. And what you'll do is you'll click the class, and then that's where you'll get the syllabus. That's where you'll get all the information. That's where you do all your quizzes. That's where you do all your submit all your activities. That's where you do everything for the course. Even though I have my YouTube page listed on there, and I have plenty of videos from previous classes and other classes, like not intro to psych, that you can watch if you wanted, I usually do post those to Moodle anyway. I post announcements to Moodle. I email through Moodle, so if so your UVA Wise email address is attached to Moodle, so that's how you get notifications, is through your email. One thing that's really important about Moodle that a lot of people don't realize is that it usually goes down for maintenance every Sunday. So if you're doing something like trying to wait till last minute to do a quiz, or trying to submit an activity really late, I would suggest that you avoid doing it on Sunday and do it before Sunday. That's because if something happens and it goes down, then you can't submit it, you can't do the quiz, whatever. So I would be very cautious about doing anything on Sunday. I would do it the day before. I think most of my deadlines are on Sunday, just because that seems to be best for people who wait till last minute. But do be cautious about that. If you're trying to submit something and it's down, I can't open it back up for you if you're waiting till the deadline, like the minute before it's due. One other thing is that with Moodle and your cell phone, if you're trying to do a quiz on Moodle, and all of our quizzes are multiple choice, they're timed and they're multiple choice. If you try to do it on your phone, there may be a chance it could time out. If it times out on your phone, I can't help you, because I'm warning you right now not to do it on your phone. I've had students that have lost Wi-Fi signal. I've had students who are in a dead zone and their phone times out, and whatever you have done at that point in the quiz is your score. So if you only answered 2 questions and you got both of them wrong, now you have 0. So make sure that you do the quizzes on a laptop, a desktop, a tablet. There's computers on campus, whatever it may be that you need to do it. Another very important part about the deadlines, they're all 11:55 p.m. All the quizzes and tests are timed, the activities are not timed. if you, I know this gives a lot of people anxiety, time tests, time quizzes, because they feel, oh my goodness, I'm stressing out. I'm not going to get it done. I will say this, I give plenty of time for you guys to do the quizzes and tests, but not enough time for you to look every single answer up. So my best advice to you is to have read the chapter, know all the material that you know, as best as you can, then go in and do the quiz. Because once you click on it, you have 25 minutes or however much time, depending on the quiz or test, to complete it. And if you use up all of your time looking up the first 5 answers, then you're going to miss the rest of the questions. So go in, answer all the questions that you know, then go back and answer any questions that you're not sure about. And if you do need to look stuff up, you can, but you're not going to have enough time to look everything up. So don't go back and confirm all your answers if you don't have enough time for that. Another thing is that the 11:55 deadline is exactly that. It's a deadline. If you go into a quiz at 11:50 thinking that you have 25 minutes to complete a quiz, you actually don't. You have 5 minutes. At 11:55, regardless of when you click into that quiz or test or whatever or activity, it shuts off at 11:55. So make sure you give yourself plenty of time. My best advice to you is honestly to put all of your deadlines in your phone or calendar or planner or whatever it is that you use, and then set it to remind you a day or two before to do. So that way you're like, okay, well, I have that thing to do. Let me go ahead and stop what I'm doing and actually do it. Let's see, looking through the syllabus, just trying to see if there's anything that kind of pops out at me. You can always do things early. This is a self-paced class, but there are deadlines associated with it. You are expected to log into Moodle at least, the very least once a week, because there's something due almost every week, but more likely either every other day or every day. Because I do your email, go through your email, and I use your UVAY's email, you're expected to check your email daily because you can put that on your phone, so it gives you notifications. You're always encouraged to work ahead. There's a couple of chapters where that's going to be difficult to work ahead just because there's activity that you need to do kind of in the real time. But most everything you can do ahead. You can't do anything late. Once the deadline's passed, it's passed and you're done. If you're an athlete and you're going to be traveling during a quiz or a test time, my suggestion is to do it before you leave. I've had plenty of athletes that say, well, I don't have Wi-Fi. I thought I was going to have Wi-Fi, or it's bad Wi-Fi. I need, I can't do it. Then there's nothing I can do about that. I can't extend it just because you made a poor choice and didn't do it before you left. So you need to make sure if you're going to travel, if you're going to go anywhere, even if you're not an athlete, let's say you're going to go on vacation right before spring break, do everything that you need to do before you leave if there's something due during that time, because you don't know if you're going to have a good connection or not. So make sure you work ahead. As for how the grade's calculated, there are 8 chapter quizzes. There's a midterm and a final exam. And then there's 7 activities, which you'll do throughout. Part of that activity will be at least one forum discussion. So you'll actually go on there and you'll talk to each other, which is a really fun way to do the class because when you're not face-to-face, you kind of lose the aspect that you're actually in a class with other people. So I like doing forum discussions, and we won't do it excessively. We'll only do 1 or 2, so that way it won't feel like a big burden. But again, you have a deadline and you need to make sure you meet that deadline, and everything will be through Moodle. I also do a syllabus quiz, and this is just to make sure that you actually know and have read the syllabus. You'll use the quiz, use the syllabus when you do the quiz. And it's going to, it's a mandatory thing. If you don't do the syllabus quiz by the deadline, or if you don't make 100% on it, then you get removed from the class. And this is because I need to determine that you've actually read what's expected of you. And that way, by the end of the semester, I don't have you coming to me and saying, well, I didn't know I was supposed to do this. And it's in the syllabus. So, I give you plenty of time to do it. You guys can if you get one wrong, you can answer it again. So it's easy to make 100%. I just need to see that you've actually gone through the syllabus, that you've actually answered the questions correctly. because it's an easy thing to do. I don't make it extra difficult. I try not to make people's lives difficult. I just need to make sure that you've actually read the syllabus and look through it. So remember, if you don't do the syllabus, if you don't make 100%, I will actually go through the system and have you removed from the class. And so make sure you do that, because I don't want to cause any issue with tuition or whatever. Now, when you put all this together, the quizzes, the activities, the exams, and the quiz, you get 100 points. I do a lot of extra credit. That extra credit's plopped onto the end of your grade. So everything comes out to be 100 points. That's mandatory work. And then on top of that would be the extra credit. So I give a lot of extra credit opportunities. If you look through the Moodle page, you'll see extra credits already listed. And so I like to do that because sometimes we miss a quiz, sometimes, you know, things happen. So I like to try to give you a little bit of a cushion there. Now, because I do, excuse me, I do discussion forums, I do expect that you actually have proper etiquette. I want you to remember that there's a person at the other end of the computer. If you troll somebody, if you are rude, if you create a hostile environment, I can actually report you because that's an honor code violation. So please don't do that. Remember, nothing is anonymous here. You know, you on discussion forums, you know, people will see you. People will see you on campus and remember, hey, that person was a jerk to me. So please don't do that. Even if there's something that you are really surprised that somebody else had an opinion about that you don't agree with, we're all adults here, okay? We can absolutely disagree and still be civil to each other. We don't need to be jerks to each other. So please make sure that when it comes to discussion forum time, you keep that in mind. And if you are rude and mean, then I can actually report you for that. So please don't do that. Plagiarism, make sure all the work that you submit, your own work that you created, that you didn't recycle from another class or you didn't take from somebody else. I take academic cheating very, very seriously. You should not work with anybody on any of the quizzes, any of the tests, any of the activities, unless it's a group activity, which in this class, for the online class, none of the activities that I have currently are group activities. So unless otherwise specified, everything should be done individually on your own. And should be of your own work or your own creation. If you're caught working with other students on the quizzes, if you're caught cheating, whatever it may be, you know, I take this very seriously. I'll give you a 0 for the assignment. I usually give you an F in the class, and then I send you to honor court. And then honor court can actually make a decision completely independent of me, and they'll do something like they could kick you out of the college depending on the severity and if you've got other offenses. And they can also make you do community service and things like that. So I hate for it to get to that point, but please, please, please make sure that you do these things independently and you don't work together, excuse me, on any of the assignments or any of the quizzes, I should say, and tests. Now in Moodle, I do offer a complete workshop for online classes. It's completely optional. If you are really a go-getter and you've never taken an online class before and the thought of it scares you and you don't know how to organize your stuff and all that, then take the workshop or click through it. You absolutely don't have to do it. It's just on there for people that perhaps need a little extra help in figuring the whole thing out. But it is available to you. If you ever have any problems in the class, contact me. I'm here to help you. I don't want you to struggle through anything. I want you to you be the best that you can and do the best that you can. This class is very interesting. You're going to learn a lot of different things, and you're going to learn a little bit about a lot of different psych concepts and fields. And so I'm hoping that you're going to really enjoy this class. I love teaching it, and I know that students can get a lot out of it. A lot of times it's whatever you put in it is what you get out of it. And I find this all very interesting. Obviously, this is my field of choice, and I've spent, you know, a decade at least in school just trying to learn it. So I do encourage you to actually read the material and to try on the activities. You know, you could BS your way through it and get a decent grade, or you could actually learn some stuff and take it with you for the rest of your life. So please try. It makes my life easier. It makes your life easier. I find that when people try to cheat, they tend to actually spend more time trying to figure out how to get around the system than to actually do the work. So, so just give it a try. If you look at the end of the syllabus, it has all the activity and quiz dates, so you can go ahead and put all those deadlines in your phone, in your planner, or whatever. It'll also all be on Moodle. And so it's easy to keep track of this class. Just make sure you don't fall behind. If you have any problems, let me know. If you are struggling and you're at the end of excuse me, the semester, I can't help you. But if you know you're struggling early on, and we can try to work things out and maybe make a plan to do better throughout the semester, then then I can help you with that if it's earlier in the semester. If you have any disabilities, if you need extra time on exams, on quizzes, I need to know immediately, like yesterday. You need to be in the system, in the disability office system, registered with them, so that I know that you need extra time. I can't accommodate anything unless I have that sheet that says that you have a need for accommodation. And I'm happy to extend quiz times, exam times, or whatever else you need for whatever issue that you have. So, but I need to know that immediately because I can't do anything without that sheet. So make sure you let me know. If you have any questions, I am open and happy to answer them. I'm very available. I just need to have some sort of arrangement. So make sure that you email me if you need to meet with me, whether it's virtually or if it's in person. So here's to a really great semester. Good luck to everything. And if you have any questions, just email me. Have a great semester.